Hello and welcome to my unboxing video for Antediluvian miniatures. Antediluvian means something like weird and old. So I'm kind of weird and old, so that spoke to me. I'm a brand new historical wargamer and I wanted to patron this good company. They do all sorts of weird and awesome miniatures. But they recently have a historical collection that focuses around the War of the Bruces. I live in West Virginia, and they shipped this to me in two weeks and 1 day. I thought that was amazing. For this little box, it held 20 miniatures, 20 metal miniatures, and they charged me $3.50 or $3.50 Great British pounds for shipping, and I was so appreciative of them for not gouging me for 20 pounds for a $60 order. Thank you so much for that, and that means that I'll probably be using you guys in the future. The reason why I wanted to go with Antediluvian miniatures is the vast majority of medieval warfare was not conducted in plate mail. It was not conducted with 1,500 men in armor, 15,000 men in armor. The vast majority of all medieval battles that took place from the 1100s all the way on up until the 1600s was done by men that looked a lot like this. They wore padded garments. They had some chain and a helm. They didn't. There wasn't a vast majority of men on both sides of the battle in these set piece battles that had armor from head to toe. And so, yeah, let's start out here. So this is the spearmen, the War of the Bruces spearmen. And I liked a lot of their poses. A lot of padded garments. So I think that these men can be used for a wide variety, Poitiers, Agincourt, of course, Bannockburn, your War of the Bruces, Falkirk, and then, the Baron's Revolt. You could do that too. The command, these were the only guys that really had weapons in the group. So you had this two-handed axe for your musician, your bugler, your whatever you want to call them, and then you had this metal spear for this guy, and that was the only kind of weapons that came with the pack, which kind of sucked. Is what it is. One of my favorite models from the gallowglass command was this sort of commander. He's barking orders. He's probably been a veteran of many battles with his helmet off. He don't care. He's just out there to yell at people and get into combat. But what I didn't see from the picture was this gorgeously detailed cloak. I'm going to really enjoy painting the fur on this. And also, look at this guy. Looks a lot like what I do after COVID hit me. Not all these men-at-arms, knights, nobles went into combat with perfectly trimmed bodies. And I appreciate this sort of like Dr. Robotnik look on this man with his beard hanging out over his mail. That would suck to take off that aventail afterwards. So again, we have padded undergarments. So there's his gambeson. You have his shirt of mail. And then you have his aventail. And he's supposedly a noble. Or at least a commander. So that really appealed to me for this range. Now we're going to the most heavily armored of the group of knights that I bought. Or fighters or warriors. By the way, I want to show you my invoice here. These are the ones we'll be reviewing. The Spearmen 3, the Gallowglass Command, the Foot Knights, the Scots Spearmen, and the War of the Bruces Spearmen. So this is the Foot Knights. You know, the Scottish Robert famously dismounted his nobility, but that wasn't something that was necessarily brand new. You know, you can dismount your knights and have them off horseback. They can be less impetuous. They can, you know, inspire the men around them. I think it's a good idea. But a lot of these men are spearmen. And this would be probably one of the only packs of 4 out of the group that really dated the miniatures. Here's this guy's Pembroke, you know, sort of great helm. And great helms were used, you know, up until the 1500s or so as an over the skull cap or over a bassinet sort of helmet. So that's good. But I don't know that a lot of foot knights would have used it in the time of Agincourt and below and beyond. All metal knights, they look gorgeous. They look absolutely gorgeous. The faces are what really got to me. I know you can't really see them with my camera, but they're really something to behold in person. Scots spearmen. A lot of these men, from what I've seen here, are skinnier. You know, they're longer legged, they're skinnier, and I like that. I like that the poses cover in this example for these were the Bruce's spearmen. You have the whole range from your kneeling, crouching man to your tall, and I'm going to push this pike into your face, man. So if you look on the website, the Antediluvian Miniatures website, you can see that when you have your pikes, your spears fully, you know, on your models, you have a great range of spears flying everywhere that sort of creates that that skiltrum formation that was so famous for the age. Stupid longbows. And then here's the spearman, another spearman. Again, you see the motif of this padded armor. And his neck protection's even padded, similar to like a Claymore Castings model for their footmen, their levy, their feudal levy. Here's a guy with just a basic skull cap, and he looks like he's about ready to for business there. I like this man personally because he has his pike out, but then maybe the enemy's getting into close combat with him, and he knows he's going to have to pull out that sidearm and go to work very soon, that hanger sword. See the buckler on the side. And the other dagger, you could tell this guy is loaded for bear. I would not want to have those beards up against those Aventails. That would suck. All right, so I'm going to put out some miniatures that I already own. And see how they stack up, literally. All right, so this is a Perry Agincourt model. Agincourt. A Claymore Castings, which is another exceptional, impressive company. I love what David and Arlene, I can't remember her name. I love what that company does. I'm not sure of this, but it's not a Perry or anything else. I can't remember, I'm sorry. Then a Warlord Scandinavian fighter. And then finally, I haven't broken into this, but this is part of the Victrix Danish Huskarl House Guard. And then finally, let's put an Antediluvian miniature. Let's put this guy out. So well, let's not put that guy out because he ain't working. Stay. And here's how they stack up. So I think the Victrix is in this sort of heroic scale, 28 millimeter. I'm brand new to the genre, guys, so please correct me if I'm wrong. So his head's a bit weird, or not weird, but just a bit larger. But other than that, I think the rest of these, for predominantly where I'll be gaming, which is this sort of 14th century look, it just stacks right in there with Perry just greatly. And I think Claymore as well just does such a good job of mixing and matching the miniatures. My my army that I'll be using for Lion Rampant and stuff is going to be very well varied, and I'm excited. So let's see. Let's review the pros. This is getting 10 minutes. I didn't want to get too long into your time. Thank you for sharing a little bit of time with me. But the pros to this is these castings aren't 12 years old. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. They're very well sculpted. I'm absolutely impressed. I think they're excellent. I cannot wait to paint these up. The shipping was very reasonable, even out to me here in redneck country in America. The shipping time was incredible. I got a sort of a personalized email, which was great. Just the cons were I didn't get any spears with, and they state this right there on the package that it doesn't come with spears. But I really would have liked some hand weapons with my purchase. I don't have any spare shields at all or any kind of bits whatsoever with my metal miniatures. Just this one shield that goes with it. So literally what you see is what you get. And that's okay because you knew that going into it, and that was fine. But I don't have a lot of kit bashing or anything. Of course, it's metal miniatures, so that comes with the territory. So all in all, 10 out of 10, absolutely impressed. And I will be looking forward to the rest of the line. Thanks again. This is Christian, and be good to one another. Thanks again. Bye.